Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to show you the result of a printing session in my sister's garage where we experimented with powders on a gel plate. Now I'm going to flip through some of the prints that we made so that you can see the effect of the powder kind of across all of them. In some places there's more, in some places there's less. In some places it's small, in some places it's big and diffuse like this. I used a metallic paint here, which you'll see in a couple of these, but I used two different kinds of powders. The black that you're seeing across all of these prints, but also a gold, which you'll see in one print, which was a little bit more subtle. It's actually a watercolor product. And there it is, right there. You can see the gold. A lot of these ended up having kind of an underwater feel or a galaxy feel, but I think that the powder added a ton of depth and texture that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So you can see the results are really varied. We both had a lot of fun kind of practicing this technique, and I learned some things that I'm going to tell you after the flip through. But you can see they're all really different. Lots of different colors. We used practically every paint that we had in this session, and it was really great. Here I printed on a page out of a hymnal, which is fun. So first I'm going to show you a couple of the pulls. We were having some issues. We were basically outside, and I think the humidity was causing little tears in the paper every now and then. So you're going to see, like right there, that one tore a little bit, but it actually just kind of added some interest to the print, so we didn't get too worked up about it. But you can see I'm not at my desk. I'm at a table in my sister's garage, so the angle is a bit different, but I thought it would be fun for you to see the actual pulls. And we made a lot of prints this day. We were just there for a couple of hours, and we made tons and tons of these prints, and every single one looks different. Now you can use, for the darker powders, you can use graphite, but it's much more expensive. So I used a charcoal powder. I'll put it down in the description. It's a lot less expensive, and a little bit goes a really long way. So what you do is you take a palette knife and you just drop it from various heights onto the plate. And this is the part that's kind of surprising. You take another piece of paper, so here I had like a blotting paper from that same hymnal, and you just press on it, and this sort of adheres the powder to the plate and keeps it in place when you're applying the paint. It's kind of miraculous. We were very surprised by this. So then I'm going to roll on a very thin layer of paint. So I have several colors here. I have a burnt sienna, I have a primary magenta, and a primary yellow. And you'll see me kind of rolling off, getting some of the paint off. You really want a thin layer. You want to be able to see that powder through your paint layer, like you can here. Then I let that dry. We were actually drying it in front of fans because it was so humid out. But you can just let it dry naturally, but make sure it's all the way dry before you do your pickup layer. So I chose a color that was really kind of a neutral white, but not white to do my pickups with, because it kind of brightened the colors on the first layer. Just sort of gives you a little backer. And now you'll see what it's like from powder on the plate to finished print. And it's really miraculous. If you do not have the charcoal, if you feel like there's charcoal powder on the surface, which there wasn't on any of my prints, you can always just put that print down onto a gel plate that is coated with gel medium, and that will seal it. But I did not have that. Mine was completely stuck to the paint, and it worked out great. So, but printing with gel medium is a great way to seal anything you're using on the gel press. So here's the close-up. Look how amazing that is. And the darkness, I think you could really play with some kind of Halloween spooky things. But no matter what color you use, it adds so much interest to have that random little dark spot every now and then. So here is an overview of the prints that you saw close-ups of. I love this green one. That's one of my favorites. And even my brayer roll-off sheet was pretty from this printing session. So head over to my blog for more information, and thanks so much for watching.